So, in this episode, pretty much we just got introduced to two more characters. One of them is, I don't know, I forgot her name, Akari, which, um, in the beginning, we also found out, how her powers work. Pretty much, when the executioner, tried to kill her, um, she was dead for a moment, but I guess her power was the pure concept of time, meaning that she could rewind back in time to a time before she was injured, and that includes her memories, so she wouldn't realize it. So like I said, the, the executioner tries to kill her, and she almost does, but her power activated, which reversed her to a time before the injury, and the memory of her jumping on and stabbing her in the neck. So she's still under the impression that Mano is actually um that she's telling the truth. Now moving on to I, I don't know, the pink haired girl, as to what she said to Manu or whatever, and she said, I basically want to accompany you because you haven't spent time before, a day at least, or spent time with the target before. So I'm worried that you might get like attached or something. And Menu just says, no, don't worry about it. Like, I'm still doing my job, so you don't have to worry about it. And finally, she just says, I'm just gonna follow you guys in the shadows, pretty much. And then, moving on to the last scene of the episode where they're in the train and pretty much, um, Akari is about to use her, her magic. And before she used her magic, she kind of explained to Akari that, the reason that you're so special is because other people, in order to use magic or something, they need like a tool, a conduit of sorts to produce the magic. But in the last ones, they don't need a conduit. They could just use themselves, and usually their powers are destructive. And Um, as Manu is, buying something, this little girl kind of trips, scrapes her hand or whatever, and Akari, tries to heal it with her magic because Akari still thinks, that her magic is for healing. But, as a distraction, Manu kind of produces a distraction. So, no one notices until, the princess comes walking in as a total, uh, a badass, kind of. She comes in and with the sword, and she sees the, bubbles, and she's like, you know, she's suspicious of the bubbles because they tell her, oh, it's a prank or something. It's probably a prank. But, she's skeptical of it, and she continues to say, I'm on my way to Graham, where um, Akari is also heading, because apparently there, I forgot to mention that earlier back in church, the executioner kind of had a conversation with the old lady saying, um, what Akari's power is, and we can't kill her, and she said, just bring her to the capital of Graham because we have pretty much a machine that can kill that could probably do the job, so just bring her here. And that she also mentioned that there's a disappearance of young women in her in the village. So I am curious about that, kind of backtracking to what the princess says. She says, I'm heading to Grand because there was there's all these kidnappings she noticed. So she's heading there as the two girls. Now the two girls doesn't notice, that she's on her way there. She's going to the same place as them, and they don't notice um, that she was in the train station in the first place. But kind of Momo did. Her assistant's in the shadow. So I think what'll happen next episode is she'll probably tell her that the princess is on your train, pretty much heading towards Graham or whatever, to investigate these kidnappings or who's behind it, and that's where the episode kind of ends. Like I said, I think in my first review, I don't really I don't really like this concept that her job is to kill innocent children that you know were summoned to this world without asking, and they just get powers at random. So I just don't. That's the only part that really doesn't sit well with me, and also the fact that she does she she acts all friendly at first towards Akiri, for example, but she says as soon as we get to the capital, you're just gonna die, so enjoy it. So that plot point just doesn't sit right with me. But I mean, overall, I enjoyed watching the episode. I enjoyed my time watching it. I don't think it's bad per se, but I guess we'll just have to watch more in order to find out more. So leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you want more. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.